Welcome to the Mafia Sports Report. I am Tommy. Please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell because I always forget to tell you. Well, I know I'm a little late to the party, but the Buffalo Bills have fired offensive coordinator Ken Dorsey. And in my opinion, it's a tad too late. Just like when they should have fired Leslie Frazier after 2021, in my opinion. So, guys, I'm glad they did it, but it's coming way too late. You know, we knew this as Bills Mafia weeks and weeks and weeks ago that this move should have been done, that Sean McDermott should have had the balls, you know, to do the right thing and let this dude go.
You're fired.
Yes, just like that, right? So I said it weeks ago, guys, that Sean McDermott should have had that conversation with Ken Dorsey and just relieved him, right? Just said, hey, listen, it's not working out. The offense has been digressing. It's not regressing, sorry. It's not where it should be. And we should be playing better at this point. So yeah, I mean, listen, I'll be honest with you guys. I am surprised. I'm a little shocked that McDermott actually had the balls to fire him. I really am. Like I said last night, Bills needed to do something early morning or earlier afternoon. I'm glad they did something. Go Bills. Yeah, go Bills. Listen, I'm happy too. I am shocked. But I will say this. When we got off the air last night, and listening to McDermott's post-game press conference, when he said he had to think things over, right there, I kind of knew that Ken Dorsey was going to be fired. Because, you know, I initially thought they would demote him, like put him back to quarterback coach, something like that, or do maybe a split, like a dual OC with him and Brady. But I just think at this point, McDermott was fed up, though. You wouldn't think that the way that he was acting over the past month when reporters were asking him, is there going to be a change? Is there going to be a change at offensive coordinator? Are you thinking about changing? No. Like he took a big time offense to the question that was even asked if Ken Dorsey should be the Buffalo Bills offensive coordinator. Should he be calling the plays? Kind of ridiculous that it took so long. Kind of like Leslie Frazier. I'm telling you guys, Leslie Frazier should have been out of here after 2021. Sword brother Joseph, honestly, I believe that yesterday's game was on Allen and the coaching staff, especially McDermott. Terrible clock management. Didn't kill the clock at the end of the game and 12 men on the field. Absolutely. You are correct. I can't lie there. Like, you know, it wasn't, listen, the players are just as responsible. No doubt about it. Turnovers. Allen did not play well. 12 men on the field. It all leads back to one guy. That's Sean McDermott. Listen, in my opinion, Sean McDermott needs to get fired. He's not going to get fired. You guys know this, right? Like we can yell it, we can scream it, we can put billboards all across Buffalo, fire Sean McDermott. It is not going to happen. They just gave him an extension to start the season. I feel like the owners, the Pagulas, love Sean McDermott. It's just not happening. And he's the one, in my opinion, he's the one that needs to go. I think he's made so many mistakes as a head coach here. He's also done very, very good things here. I'm not going to totally shit on Sean McDermott and what he's done to the city of Buffalo and what he's done for this team. He brought this team back from being dead, right? From the dead, right? He made this team rise again and be something and get us all excited to watch Buffalo Bills football again. But he's reached the ceiling. This is it, guys. We need a new voice, a new leader in this locker room, man. Plain and simple. Roy, McDermott may have been encouraged to fire. Absolutely. Listen, come on. I almost think he was. I almost think that Brandon Beane probably told him, bro, we can't keep playing this. We can't keep doing this week after week. We're going to have to let Ken go. Like, whether you want to do it or you don't, either I do it or you do it. Like, I'm almost thinking now, I could be wrong. By the way, excuse me, Sean McDermott has fired an offensive coordinator in the past. I forget his name. Was it Dennis? I think it was. Yeah, so Linda, I'm with you. McDermott is the problem. Give me 1 second, guys. Long night, long night. Let's see here. I'm out. Yeah. I hear you. The main reason I hate the Dorsey firing is because I truly believe McDermott. So you're not okay. So Sean is you're saying McDermott's the issue? I agree if that's what you're going. Another AFC loss not looking. No, listen, we're 5-5. I told you guys last night was a must win. If you can't beat the Denver Broncos at home on Monday Night Football prime time, it's a wrap. I'm telling you guys. And listen, I like that Joe Brady's taking over. It could be a spark to this offense. Who knows? But it's not going to be a whole brand new offense, guys. Like, I hate to burst your bubble, right? Maybe the play calling would be better, but the offensive scheme is going to be the same. We don't have enough time for Joe Brady to create a whole different offense. It's going to be the same fucking offense. It's just how is it called? And maybe it's called better. You know, maybe he sprinkles in some creativity, maybe. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it, Linda. It's McDermott that killed Josh's spirit. I think so too. I think McDermott has his hands all over this. I really do. I think McDermott is a huge reason why this team has been sinking over the last 2 seasons, in my opinion. Listen, last year, I get it. We were 13-3. But you know what? Like last year, towards the tail end of the season, you kind of saw the writing on the wall with this team. You saw it even though I will say this, last year was tough for the city of Buffalo, for this team. There was a lot that happened last year. And I gave them that pass in a way because I understood. But you kind of saw the writing on the wall, really. And a lot of those games down the stretch were very close. Think about it. This season, we haven't been blown out. Every single game, we've either won by a lot or they've been very close or we lost by very little. There's no blowouts here. None of these games were games we were just blown out, right? Like we had chances and opportunities in every single one of these games. And last year was the same, but we won those close games. This year, we're not winning those close games. We're losing those close games. Sorry, I screwed up the typing. I got gloves on. What I was trying to say was McDermott is the true issue with the team. So even when Dorsey's gone, things won't truly change. And me and Sean, I'm going to tell you something about my boy Sean over at Red, White, and Bills. We don't often agree. I'm going to tell you that right now. Like me and my co-host don't often agree, but me and Sean are like way miles apart a lot of the time. But I agree with you on that. Like some things I think me and Sean somewhat are on the same page. And I think McDermott is truly a problem here. I think, listen, once again, though, I don't want people like mixing this up. I think McDermott did a lot of good things here. He brung this team back from the dead. Let's be real. And it's tough for me to say, sit here and say we need to fire a guy that brung this team back from the dead. But his time is come. Like this is it. Like he's reached the ceiling. It's time to move on. It's time to get an offensive-minded head coach that can lead this team. Right? Sean McDermott makes so many mistakes season after season after season, and he doesn't correct them. Bad clock management. Right? His challenges are terrible. Right? He loses most of them. What else? A defensive side of the ball. Y'all know he had his hands on the 13 seconds. Y'all know that. The players that he brings in here that he wants to re-sign, like that are just aging vets, guys that he benches that shouldn't be benched over aging veterans that aren't doing anything on the field. Like he does so many fucked up things throughout a course of a game. How about the fact that every time we have a close game, he crumples in the worst moment? Always. Listen, the way Coach Sean McDermott, the way he coaches Sean McDermott, he coaches not to lose instead of coaching to win. And that's a huge difference, guys. He's not coaching to win. He's coaching not to lose. And that's a terrible way of going about it. But he does it season after season after season in the biggest moments in the biggest games. And that's why we always fall flat. I can't take it no more. I can't take it with him. Channel Z, glad Dorsey is gone. However, it's just not him. There are apparent problems everywhere. I believe McD is holding Josh back, leading Allen to make giant mistakes in the moment. I agree too. Allen is not the same, guys. I'm telling you right now, Josh Allen, watch him play compared to every other year that he's been here. Even with this fucked up elbow last year with the UCL, he still was playing like the Josh Allen we know. This Josh Allen, this season, I don't know what the fuck this is. Staying in the pocket super long, hesitant to take off to run. Even last night on the touchdown, he was like hesitant when he should just go, when it's right there. I don't understand it. I really don't. Oh, and tackling. Thank you, Mike. And by the way, too, there's more. I'm sorry. So, yeah, the tackling has been terrible. He preaches fundamentals. He preaches, not to be making mistakes on the field, like penalties and all that. And we're always up there in penalties. We're always one of the worst in tackling. Mistake after mistake after mistake after mistake, right? Let's go back to 2021. That whole 13 seconds was a fucking nightmare. To kick off, let's start there. By the way, special teams. He preaches special teams. He loves his special teams. Those special teams make giant mistakes all the fucking time. Last night, too, by the way. Special teams was terrible. But 13 seconds, he doesn't know. They don't talk to him and the special teams coach, Smiley, I believe it was, doesn't get on the same page on the kickoff. Doesn't know if they want to squib kick it or kick it out of the end zone. So that was already a fuck up. And you know damn well he took over the 13 seconds play calling. I promise you he did. And why am I so confident in that? Because he took over play calling from Frazier early on in 2019 and 2020 on some games. So if he was going to do it in a regular season, why wouldn't he do it in the biggest stage against the Chiefs in the playoffs? Of course. Come on, guys. And then he fired Frazier the year later. And if Frazier was the problem, if he really felt like he needed to take over play calling in the biggest moments, that Frazier wasn't capable of doing it, then why didn't you get rid of Frazier in 2020? Just saying. It makes no sense. 12 men on the field. Out fucking rageous. Swear brother Joseph, Pagula should call up Peyton Manning and give him the back. Man, wouldn't that be fucking great? A fucking voice in the room, a real voice, a guy that knows what the hell he's doing. I'd pay that dude, give him what he wants. 100%. I would welcome Peyton Manning here if he wanted to, but he's Peyton Manning. He's getting paid big fucking money, bro. He ain't coming here. Time flies when you're having fun. This team had too much fun the last few years, not noticing the pieces were falling off. We're aging and the schemes were not working anymore. I agree with that as well. I agree with that. But listen, who does that fall on? That falls on McDermott, and that falls on Brandon Beane as well. Linda, McDermott said straight out, if Josh runs, I want to hit him in the helmet with a hammer. You wonder why he won't run. I'm telling you. And listen, I'm not saying Josh needs to run complimentary football. I couldn't take it. I don't want to hear that fucking word ever again. Ever from our coach. I'm sorry. I know. The F-bombs. I shouldn't do that because I'm monetized, guys. And Google ads are like, this guy here throws a lot of F-bombs around. I don't know if I want to run my razor commercial on his YouTube. So, I gotta back it up a little bit. I wish I had a beep button. Believe me, guys, if I ever got this channel to be bigger than what it is, and I could actually hire this cool crew to work along with me to do all the cool gadgets and buttons. Oh, dude, kidding me? I'd be bleeping. My guy would be bleeping me all the time. Gregory, about damn time. Now the coach needs to be the next breaking news. Absolutely. But who has the say? It's the Bagulas. It's, believe it or not, it's not Brandon Beane. The Bagulas would be the ones that want to fire, that would have to fire or put the word in that, hey, Sean McDermott needs to go. Let's go ahead and make this happen. I don't think they're going to do it. And I said this last night. I have a weird feeling when that stadium's built, you're going to see Sean McDermott running out of that tunnel. I'm telling you guys, it's fucked up. Listen, by the way, I hope I'm wrong. I hope I eat crow in some magical fucking way. Joe Brady is this fucking unbelievable, magical offensive coordinator. Just all of a sudden, man, this offense is scoring 50 points a game. And we just we win out the rest of the games, go on and win a Super Bowl. And Sean McDermott is hoisted with his players. But that's fairyland. That's only in a dream, right? That's not going to happen. The wrong guy. Yeah, right. You're showing passion, dude. Not backing up. Thank you, Jimmy. I appreciate it, man. We could have Brees Hall, Javon. Absolutely. Listen, but you got to remember too, it's the scouts as well. So scouts are responsible when they go out and that's what they do all season. They go out to these colleges to scout the players. We've missed on a lot of players, but you got to also know that a lot of GMs miss on a lot of players. Like GMs aren't perfect. So I'm not going to kill Brandon Beane. Brandon Beane's actually done a pretty good job here. We've gotten a lot of good players through Brandon Beane drafts. So I'm not going to kill him. You can't go back on every draft and be like, oh man, third round, he could have this fourth. Like, I get it. As fans, we're going to do that always, right? For me, the GM can't make a mistake in like the top 10. Like, if you got a top 10 pick, boy, man, and you blow it on a top 10 pick, but anything past like even 15 area, like it's a crapshoot, man. It's a roll of the dice. You don't know these players. So, if they're going to be ready for the NFL. Now, some of these guys just don't make it in the NFL. It's the way it is. I mean, even look at the top 10 in the 2018. You got Mayfield on his fourth team, right? You got Josh Rosen not even in the league, I don't think. Just saying, All right, Sword Brother, why didn't we run every down? Cook, I know. So here's the deal. And I went on pregame talking about James Cook. I like James Cook. I do. But he has his limitations. There's things he doesn't do well, and it affects the offense. He's terrible at pass protection. He's really bad. And he's also just a lighter running back. He doesn't have a lot of weight to him. So he doesn't break tackles easy. He's just light. He doesn't run between the tackles very good. Though last night, when he got back in there, I saw an angrier James Cook, which I wish we could have every week. I wish James Cook was angry to start the game every fucking week, because that James Cook is the James Cook I want on this team. But we didn't get that early on. So also the fumbling is a problem. He has to hold the ball. By the way, that fumble late in the game that bounced back to him, boy, I mean, talk about luck. I mean, that does not happen often, guys. That ball bounced right back to him. That could have been a disaster right there. So I like him, but I still don't know if he's a 3-down back. Like if he's an RB1, I just don't know yet. I really like Murray. I do. I think Murray should be used more. And by the way, Murray helped. If y'all don't think that's true, look how many plays that Cook was out for, and Murray was in there. And Murray's a bigger back who's going to chip away at the defensive line, break him down, soften him up. And then James Cook gets going. If you guys go back in the past, whenever Murray got in there early, it helped James Cook run. But we go away from it. We don't do it much. I don't understand it. And that's why I'm kind of hoping when Leonard Fournette gets called up, Leonard Fournette can help that process out, where it would help James Cook later in the game get better yards, because he's going against a softened up defensive line, a chipped away. They're already beaten up a little bit by tackling Murray and Fournette, but they don't do that. I just don't get it. But I don't know. We'll see. Start Burrow Dubs this week. Okay. I don't know, because I'd have to look at and I'm not the fantasy guy. I play fantasy, but I have to see who the teams are going against. That's, by the way, that is Mikey and Howie on Saturdays at 2 p.m. So you might want to ask them. Sad day turns a happy day. right. I agree. We need a 3-down running back. 100%. When's the last 3-down running back we had? Shady McCoy. You know what I mean? Cook is fine as part of a running back committee. Absolutely, Roy. That's what I mean. So when you get Fournette up, I think you could do that 3-headed monster with Murray, Fournette, and Cook and just kind of sprinkle them in. And Cook gets going later in games. It's because the defense is tired by then and beaten up. Like, I don't understand. That's another thing of Ken Dorsey. It drove me fucking nuts. He doesn't understand his personnel. He doesn't understand his players' strength and weaknesses. I think that ultimately was Ken Dorsey's biggest issue, guys. His biggest issue. He never understood the player's strengths and weaknesses. We went out and got him guys that he could have utilized and used, like Hardy, right? Why isn't he being used in motion more, or jet sweeps, or pop passes, little things like that, or slants? That guy's a speedster. You're not using him correctly. I don't understand, like, how this guy is just not used right. And just everybody else too. Trent Sherfield, who had a good season with the Dolphins, just not being used right. He's zero part of the offense. Zero. He's done nothing. So, once again, man, it's just like I don't understand, man. And by the way, he deserved to be fired. Absolutely. He deserved to be fired weeks ago. Josh Allen is so good, but yeah, bro. The turnovers are crazy, bro, for Josh Allen. I will say, though, some of them aren't his fault. The first interception, right into Gabe Davis' hands. I mean, you got to catch that, bro. You got to catch that. There is no excuse for dropping a pass that's right in your hands. None. Zero. And it wasn't even like I can understand if it was a high pass and fingertips I get that. But if it hits you right here and it bounces off you, bro, that's not Allen's fault. Absolutely not. Now, the second interception, totally his fault. I don't know what the fuck he was doing. Terrible pass. Terrible read. I have no idea. And why would you go to Hardy of all times there? You haven't gone to Hardy most of the year, and now you're going to go to Hardy? Like, it didn't even make sense. I don't understand it. By the way, too, Stephon Diggs' brother tweeting out that Diggs needs to leave Buffalo or whatever, get him the hell out of Buffalo. Like, God, here we go with here's a whole week of more good old stuff going on in Buffalo. Now we fired our offensive coordinator. You got Stephon Diggs' brother talking shit. By the way, we'll be playing them soon. Carl, so much for a good fast start. Cook fumbles on the very first play. And then our second play, Josh throws an interception to the right side. But when it's complete, yeah, man, that was very close, by the way. Very close call. Sorry if I'm missing some of your chats. What's Josh's elite resume or busting with the boys? He doesn't do anything until minicamp. He doesn't. Okay, so that's not true. So maybe like I know he was talking about like his eating and stuff like that. He doesn't really. He's not Mr. Diet guy. He gains a little weight in the offseason, but I know he works out with Palmer. So he's not totally not working out or taking things serious. But it is the offseason. It is time for them to heal. You got to remember, too, he had that UCL thing going on. You got listen, quarterbacks got to take a little break body-wise, right? Get yourself, physically and mentally, right. And I don't have a problem with players taking a little break, man. I know some of y'all do, but I don't. I think it's okay after a grueling football season to get a little U time, right? So I'm not going to kill him on that, but I also understand that some of the best quarterbacks, throughout the years have busted their ass in the offseason to always take their game to the next level. So I get that as well, I heard Josh throws super hard. Even Diggs tells him to remember the fast softball, but Diggs can handle the speed. Yeah. So the one thing I will say about Josh too, man, it's like he doesn't the touch passes are just sometimes they're just not there. Like a guy could be like 5 yards. He's throwing 100 miles per hour. Like, dude, not everything needs to be a rocket pass. Like you have to know when to put a little air under the ball at times. Not every pass needs to be a rocket. Like I said, especially like sometimes you throw rockets and like, it'll be like windy and rainy, hard to catch football because of the slick, the ball slick from the rain, and he'll still throw it, crazy fast, and the guy's wide open right in front of you. There's no reason for that. So yeah, he needs to get a little bit better with that. I know I may be beating a dead horse, but is firing Dorsey the answer? Keep him on as a quarterback coach, his previous position. The Cook fumble, I wouldn't blame him totally for that. I mean, it was stripped. Yes, but he also kind of ran into the back of his offensive lineman too. Like, I don't even know where he was going there on that play. He could have easily went out of bounds. But it was his fault. No matter what, if you put the ball on the ground, the end of the day, you're responsible. So I have to blame him on that one. You have to protect the ball. He also fumbled late in the game, and it bounced back to him. So I'm just saying, you got to protect the ball better. That's your job, no matter what. Do you think J17 Reed's defense good? That interception line was awful. Cook opening the flat on that pick. I agree. Like I told you guys, sometimes Allen I don't know what he's thinking sometimes. And by the way, I agree on this comment real quick. Going back to that, I would have done that personally, and that's what I said weeks ago. If I was McDermott, and I would have called up Dorsey and said, "Listen, here's what I want to do, and if you don't want to accept this, then I have to let you go as OC." But I would have told him, "Look, we need a new voice. We need a spark on offense. We need something here." And I've been more than patient, and it's just not happening. So what I want to do is put you back down to quarterback coach, and have Brady come up here and see if we can get any kind of spark going with this offense. And if you were to say, "No, man, I it's going to look bad on me. I just let me go," then fine. It is what it is. I would have fired him, and that's that. But I guess they just went ahead and fired him. But yeah, I would have liked that option if that was an option. But who knows? I'm not a coach, and I don't fire people, so I have no idea how that goes. And but I agree. I think as a quarterback coach, by the way, as a quarterback coach, Ken Dorsey was a really good quarterback coach. I mean, Cam Newton, he was a quarterback coach for Cam Newton on his MVP year. Cam Newton always said he always had high praise for Ken Dorsey. Ken Dorsey's a smart dude, man. He's a good quarterback coach. But just like certain coaches that go to the next level, like there's offense coordinators, defense coordinators that become head coaches, it doesn't work out. And in this case, it just didn't work out for Ken Dorsey. That's just not what he does. Or maybe he needs more time, to learn how to be an offensive coordinator, because he failed. I mean, and that happens in life, guys. I don't want to kill the guy for it. He did it for 1 year and a half. Let's be real. It wasn't like Ken Dorsey was this offensive coordinator who's bouncing around the league, right? Offense coordinator for the Browns, the Bucks, and we signed him, right? He had all this experience. Like, that wasn't the case, guys. He was a quarterback coach for all of his coaching career, pretty much. And we gave him an opportunity last year. And to be fair, our offense was third in the league in offense. So I get keeping him around for year 2, but I think once that Dolphin game passed and we stumbled out the gates in Jacksonville, and then we looked bad the very next week, and we barely won. Was it the Giants game? We barely won, and then we lost to the pay. Like, you saw the writing on the wall. Like, this team was just going. It was like a sinking ship, and I'm shocked that Sean McDermott didn't just address it right there and fix it. It was just like week after week after week, the ship was sinking and sinking and sinking. And McDermott was just like, keep on. Like, we'll get there. And the ship sank. Never got there. And not to mention Buffalo has a tough schedule coming. Absolutely. And that's why I said, in my opinion, last night was a must win. If you can't beat the Broncos at home, what makes you think this team's going to beat the Eagles at Philly, the Chiefs at Kansas City, the Chargers at LA, the Dolphins in Miami, the Cowboys at home? Guys, we have a rough fucking schedule. There's one game in there, guys, that I think we can win, which is the Patriots game at home. We got the Jets this weekend coming up in Buffalo. You guys, honestly, and listen, I get it. The Jets offense stinks. But do you really, how much faith do you have in his team beating the Jets, who's probably has the best defense in the NFL right now? I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm just, it's crazy. Carl, what team needs is to hire Brian. Brian Dable's not coming back, bro. SOC after the Giants fire him. they might fire him. Have Sean McDermott step down and take the DC. Sean McDermott's not going to do that either. And hire Ben Johnson from. Listen, I would take Ben Johnson right now as our head coach. Absolutely. But once again, I'll go back to it. But Ghouls are not going to fire Sean McDermott. You guys, whoever lives in Buffalo, when the new stadium opens up, I'll almost guarantee Sean McDermott is our head coach. I almost guarantee it. It's crazy to say, but I just feel that way. I think the Bagulas are living in the past. And I think they're not understanding what's going on the now. And they're not understanding the future outlook of this team. Players are starting to get pissed off. Sean McDermott's losing his locker room. Let's be real. I'm telling you guys right now. If y'all don't think that's Stephon Diggs offseason shit. Now we're all understanding. Am I right? We're all understanding. And I was not happy with Diggs. I thought Diggs handled the situation poorly, but I understood where he was coming from. So there's a big difference there. I wasn't knocking Diggs and going, oh, fucking Diggs, just shut up and play football. Like, I understood where he was coming from. 100%. I just didn't like how he handled it. I wish he would have just said, hell, like, forget all the, cryptic messages. Just go to your fucking he should have went to the head coach and Brandon Beane or whoever way early on, had that talk way before minicamp, got everything he wanted to say out. Just boom. Here it is. I'm fucking pissed. I don't like the offense play calling, blah, 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 blah. But instead, he dragged it on. And what happened was minicamp came. He had that meeting with Sean McDermott, and they had a little fight. Let's be real. There was a fight. I cannot wait to hear what was said, because I think right now you're not going to hear it. But I think when the day that Stephon Diggs is not a Buffalo Bill, you're going to hear what happened in that conversation, because I can't wait to hear it. Yeah, his brother's pissed, but, don't go. Listen, I'm going to tell you right now, Stephon Diggs ain't going anywhere. He's paid. He can't. We'd have to eat like $35 million. It's not going to happen. So I'm going to let you guys know right now, it won't happen. Like, you're going to hear that all through Twitter. Oh, bring Diggs here. Diggs, like, he's not going anywhere. The Bills are not going to eat $30-something million, guys. Not happening. You know what I mean? So, but listen, he is one of our best players. So his words should count for something, and the owners should start listening to their players. Absolutely. And I don't think I think McDermott's voice has gotten stale. I don't think they believe in him anymore. I think I'm going to tell you right now, I think he lost that locker room after 2021. I really do. I do. And then last year he totally lost it. Like, I mean, I think he started to lose it at the end of 2021, and I think he totally lost it in 2022. I guarantee whoever is taking over the OC will be on the sideline next week and not in the booth. So, Jimmy, it is Joe Brady. So a little bit about Joe Brady. If you don't know Joe Brady, he was the assistant coach for LSU when LSU won their national championship. So he was Joe Brady's assistant coach. He won some award for being like one of the better, I guess, assistant coaches. I forget what they call it. It was some award. I don't remember, guys. But anyway, so he also was the Saints offense assistant in 2017. And then he was the OC of the Panthers in 2020. And then 2021, they fired him mid-season. So he wasn't the OC, Mikey. He was, from what I read, he was the assistant. He was an assistant coach there, it said. But you could pull it up. You know more about me, but I'm reading. By the way, he also went to William and Mary where Sean McDermott went. So it's kind of funny, right? Like, Sean McDermott always has to have his guys here in place, right? Always. So But yeah, it says so he was so let me tell you what he was, because I'm reading it right here, Mikey. Brady was the receivers coach and passing game coordinator for LSU in 2019 when it won the national championship with Joe Burrow. So he wasn't the offensive coordinator. At least that's what I'm reading. So just a heads up there, but he wasn't the OC there. So I get it, but I'm just saying. So he did win an award there. He also went to, like I said, he went to the Saints. He went to Carolina. Mind you, Carolina had terrible quarterbacks. I think Cam Newton came in 2021. So I don't know much about him. I'm going to be real with you. But either way, a change needed to be made. And if it's a spark that helps this offense, I'm good with it. And even if it doesn't, let's say everything remains the same. Let's just say, hypothetically, nothing changes for the rest of the season. We're just as bad as offense week after week. At least we tried something. At least we brought in a voice, somebody different to create a spark. We tried something rather than just go with Dorsey to finish out the season. So I'm good with it, but we'll see how Brady does. I have no idea, how he'll do as OC, but I can tell you this: it's not going to be a crazy offensive playbook. It's going to probably be the same playbook, but maybe called a different way. Maybe he'll sprinkle in some of his own stuff. But you got to remember, guys, we're going to week 11. Like, how much you can't create a whole new offense in a week. It's impossible. So, like I said, man, I think this is more of a spark thing, a new voice in the room. I am curious how Allen will react to this news, because Allen is the one that wanted Ken Dorsey as OC. I'm just throwing that out there. So is Allen, I wonder if Allen will be okay with this, even though he has no choice. But it is going to be interesting. Oh, shit. So what you're saying is McD will have finger on Joe Brady too, for the love of God. Yeah, they both went to William and Mary. And by the way, he also was in Carolina. So now, mind you, way after McDermott was already gone, but I'm just saying, like, it's kind of crazy. Also took the last scapegoat for McD. Now he's in the direct line. By the way, guys, say what's up to my co-host Mikey, who is also Apex 006. That's my co-host. He's working and he's sneaking on YouTube to watch this video. Thank you, Mikey. So shout out to my co-host for just being in the chat. Roy, there will be coaches banging down the door in the offseason to be the OC for Allen. Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I'm kind of interested to see how the rest of the season goes, because as you guys know, it seems like we like to hire within, right? So do we go out and hire somebody, guys? Do you think we do? Or do you think we stick with Joe Brady as offensive coordinator? Like, that worries me. Now, mind you, if Joe Brady finishes the season and our offense starts to catch fire or look way better, okay, maybe I can be okay with that. But I just don't know if that'll be the case. It's too early. It's not going to really be his offense. And I'm almost certain that they will wind up retaining Brady as the OC to see what he can do with his own offense in the offseason. You get what I'm saying? Like, almost like they're going to give him the opportunity to work with this offense in training camp and all that stuff. So I just don't see them going outside of getting. They'd even go outside for a defensive coordinator, guys. Our head coach took over as DC instead of going out and getting one and just concentrating on head coaching. So what makes you think they're going to go out and get an OC? I don't know, man. This is Joe's audition. Absolutely. I think it's his audition, and I also think that they want to, they're going to just want to see if the spark works, because I still don't think this is going to be his offense. At least I hope not, like what Ken Dorsey brung. And maybe they'll give him an opportunity to see what he can do one more season, where he actually has the time to, get his own playbook going. You get what I'm saying? So I have a feeling they might want, unless he just totally fails, right? Then, the rest of the season, then maybe they look outside. Bean has the biggest test as a GM to build a new core on the roster. Absolutely, man. We need some playmakers here. Let's be real. I am so disappointed, by the way, in Gabe Davis. Absolutely disappointed. It is your contract year, bro. Your contract year. This is where you need to ball out, because I didn't think the Bills were going to sign you anyways, giving an extension or resign you. But I at least was hoping that you would ball out, just so you can get your contract somewhere else and help us in the process. And you've done nothing but drop passes, run bad routes, very inconsistent play, fumbling. Look at AJ Epinesa. He's a prime example for a guy that's on a contract year. He's actually playing very good football. Is he playing great, oh my God, wow football? No, but he's playing very good football. He's going to earn a contract. It's not going to be here, but he's going to earn a contract right now. And I'm not saying that Gabe Davis won't get signed somewhere, but listen, I'm going to tell you right now, his value's dropping as the weeks go on. He's not helping himself. So I'm so disappointed in him, man. I really thought that he could maybe potentially be a number 2 in this league. And I at this point, I don't see it happening. I think they do everything different now because their jobs are on the line. Yeah, possibly. Joe Brady, one job to make the offense less predictable. I agree. Less predictable. Be a little bit more creative. I mean, know your players' strengths and weaknesses. Like I said, how about get some emotions going on? How about get some jet sweeps going on with Hardy? Pop passes, more guys in motion. How about going under center more when you're running the ball? Play action under center more. Slants. I mean, there's so much more that could be done with this offense. Running the ball a little bit more. It's crazy, bro. Dallas, and we are strapped. I'm gonna tell you right now. Listen, guys, everything's gonna be through the draft next year. Ain't nobody going to be signed unless, and there's a big unless, they wind up cutting some players like Trey White, Mitch Morse to save some money. They could cut Trey. I think they'll save like 8. I think Mikey said something like that. I mean, there could be players cut, guys, to get some money on the books. I mean, and maybe they re-sign Douglas, give him an extension. Work out the money that way too. I don't know. Carl, Ken Dorsey didn't lose the game for the Bills last night. Josh Allen played badly, and his bad play for the past 6 weeks got Dorsey fired. J17 is having a bad year. UCL not healed. AC joint acting up. See, I don't think so. So here, Carl, if you go look at Josh Allen's stats, I know it's hard to not look at the turnovers, the intercept. I get that part. But everything else, the good, let's talk about the good. He's leading the league in a lot of categories, or he's up there. Like, he's actually having a decent season. So I can't totally say, oh my God, Josh Allen's so bad. His season is so god awful. Because if you look at his stats, let's move the turnovers push the turnovers aside. He's actually having a pretty good year. You got to remember though, Ken Dorsey is the OC, right? Whoever's up there, right? It's his responsibility to put the players in the best position to win, right? And to put the best position for this offense to win. And I just felt like Ken Dorsey hasn't done that. And the results show. I mean, listen, the UCL is healed, by the way. The AC joint, by the way, though, the shoulder injury, I don't think that's healed. I think that's something that he has to play through. It's just pain management at this point. But the UCL was a problem last year. But I think he's fine with that. I just think, honestly, I think Josh, I think he's just caught up, man. I don't think he's right. I'll be real with you there. I think he's overthinking a lot. I think he's staying in the pocket way too long. And that may be a McDermott and Dorsey thing where they want him to stay in the pocket more and not be mobile and take off or run or whatever. Like, I feel like that's more a McDermott and Dorsey got into his head, and he's just overthinking. Like, I see it every time he does get out of the pocket. He's hesitant. He never was like that. Never. He would make his decision like this. All right, I'm going to run it or I'm going to let it go. And this year you see it. He's waiting and waiting and waiting. And he waits too long. And by then the defense has already collapsed on him. or he has to throw it away, or he throws a poor pass because now the defense is already there in his face. So like he's too hesitant. And I feel like that's coaching. I feel like McDermott and Dorsey pounded it on him. You're going to stay in the pocket. You're not going to run. It's the last option. And I just feel like he got caught up, man. And I also feel like the scheme is not there. I think also you got to remember, guys, players aren't getting open. Teams are doubling Diggs. They're trying to take Diggs totally out of the story, right? Boom, out of the game plan. Now who you got? You got Gabe Davis who isn't showing up. You got Dalton Kincaid who's finally showing up, but he's a rookie. I told you guys, be careful with that. Tight ends normally don't have breakout rookie years, though I think he's playing good. You got Khalil Shakir who's coming around now. I think Khalil Shakir is a good player. But that's it. There isn't really many receivers getting open either. Now, yeah, you can argue, oh my God, James Cook was wide open right there. And I agree. Sometimes you could dump that. You can dump that off. But do we want to be a check down team? Do you want to go back to Trent Edwards style football? Where it's just we're always checking down? Where Josh Allen's just like, all right, you know what? I'm just going to throw it down, check it down. It's going to be the most boring, basic ass offense you've ever seen. I do not want to go back to check down, captain check down. So, yeah, I mean, Josh Allen definitely needs to play better, but I think the offensive scheme doesn't help him at all. Gabe Davis 100% caused the first interview. Oh, yeah, 100%. Right in his fucking hands. Gabe is a captain and refused to talk to reporters after the game. Super disappointed in him this year. Absolutely. Last year as a Buffalo Bill. AJ is playing inspired. See? 100%. I understand not wanting Josh to get hurt when he runs, but when he does and feels that first, Josh seems to wake up and is on fire. Some guys need that initial hit to get their spark, and he does. He's one of those players. I agree big time. Look at that Tampa game. When we came out, we came out up tempo. We ran the ball. I think it was the first play Josh Allen ran. Like, by the way, too, that up tempo offense, I love it. It fucking works. We ran it last night. Boom, touchdown. We fucking look good when we run up tempo offense. I'm not saying you have to do it every single fucking drive, but I would like to see more of it in a game. I would like to see more up tempo, more no huddle, get to the line, go. Like, I hope Brady sees this, understands this, and uses that more. It works. Go with what works. Stop going away with what works. It drives me insane. Like, the running game will be going good, right? Boom, we're fucking right. 5 yards, 7 yards, 10 yards, 15, 12. And then all of a sudden, no more running the ball. Pass. What happened? And that's the playman. That's the play caller. That is Ken Dorsey. By the way, Brian Dable, for all y'all, and I get it. I know a lot of y'all love Brian Dable. He did the same thing. He did the same exact thing Ken Dorsey did. And mind you, Ken Dorsey learned under Brian Dable, guys. Just saying. He did the same thing. There was no difference. We would go into games with 40-mile-per-hour winds, snowing, where we should run the ball, and he had Josh Allen throw it 55 times, and we lost the game. Like, and that's under Brian Dable. So I'm just saying, like, they're almost cut from the same cloth. I understand not wanting Josh to get hurt, but when he does, I'm sorry, I already read that. For sure, he almost refuses to run it. Yes, I'm telling you, it's like in his head, he's so nervous. When was Josh Allen ever nervous of taking off, taking a hit, running the ball? This is crazy to me. The mobile version of Josh opens up the field. Yes, opens up the field. Now when he's in the pocket, the cornerbacks stay back in coverage because they know he isn't running. Absolutely. The defense now is going, okay, we know he's not going anywhere. This is not the Josh Allen of old. Josh Allen's not leaving that pocket. So now we're just going to dial back, play his zone, and read him. That's it. That's all they're doing. They're like Josh Allen is not considered a threat anymore with his legs. That is crazy to me. Now, it's not the Madden curse because he's actually having a decent season. He isn't hurt either. Like, yeah, he has a shoulder thing going on, but that's not. Listen, guys, that's more like pain management. And it's probably getting better and better as the weeks go on. Trust me. Do you think Joe Brady could turn it around? I think it can't hurt. Like, is it gonna hurt? Is it gonna make this offense any worse? And if it does, who gives a fuck? Okay, it got worse. Okay. So what? We are 5-5 anyways, guys. Who cares at this point? You already fired your OC. Okay, Joe Brady comes in, does a terrible job. Okay. So he's not the guy. So what? So in the offseason now you go get the guy. You know what I mean? But maybe he's a spark. Maybe he changes things up. Maybe he calls plays differently. Maybe this offense responds to Joe Brady. Right? You never know because they weren't responding to Ken Dorsey. Ken Dorsey's words were not hitting their brain. Like nothing was happening. The offense, the players were like not either they weren't believing in his way or they were just, I don't know. I have no idea. I'm shocked that the players weren't more outspoken about the offense. I am shocked that they weren't more outspoken. Mahomes won the Super Bowl when he was exactly one on the cover. It's not the Madden curse, but coaching has been going on for a while and it's finally catching up. Absolutely. This is in the making, guys. AJ and Ed have been the stars of the D-line. I agree. And by the way, Ed got paid, and Ed is living up to his contract, just like Matt Milano. When he got paid, he lived up to his contract. AJ Epinesa, he's on a contract year, so he understands that he needs the ball out. It makes sense. Roy, maybe Hardy runs a jet sweep next week. That would be different. Oh my God, a jet sweep. Can't believe you did that. Right. Oh, cool. The creativity. By the way, too, under Sean McDermott, since he's been here, even with Brian Dable, we can't run a screen to a running back, a screen pass to a running back. We have been terrible at screen passes to running backs. I mean, like a simple ass screen. We can't run. And that's Brian Dable as well, guys. Like, I don't get it. Can you tell me why the fuck we're so terrible at that? Something so simple. It's been in football forever. We fail to do it right. We got players running into the back offensive lineman, falling down. We're getting 1-2 yards. It's unbelievable. What do I think the offense is thinking? I think the offense is thinking, what in the fuck is going on? I don't even know what to think. I'll be honest. I have no idea. I could tell you by their looks. I think they're confused. I think they're lost. Like, I've never seen a team fold like out of nowhere. Guys, this is the same team pretty much with added players that I felt like was going to improve this team in the offseason, guys. We still got one of the best receivers in the NFL. Say what you want about Josh Allen, but he's still one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. We have a way much improved offensive line that's healthy through 11 weeks. We have Dalton Kincaid, he's a good tight end, and he's gonna be a great tight end, in my opinion, as the seasons go on. He can get there. And we got a decent defense. I think even with the injuries, I would say they're pretty good. When we were healthy, it was good to great defense, but we're not healthy now. But I still feel like they keep us in games. We have a good team. A lot of veterans in here that still are here that did a lot of good things. And all of a sudden, we're 5-5. It's crazy to me how bad we're playing. Hey, Tommy, who do you think the Bills should target? Honestly, I'm not going to say now because I want to see who gets fired. You know what I mean? Like, I want to see who's fired as head coach, all that good stuff in the offseason before I go there. And I have a weird feeling they're going to keep Brady as offensive coordinator. The Buffalo Bills like to hire within, man. They do not like to go outside. To me, Allen's thinking too much about turnover, second guess. Yes, I think he's overthinking everything. I think Allen, it's like things. I'm telling you, I think, and that's all McDermott as well. Go after Frank. I would love, maybe not Frank Reich as a head coach. I think I don't know about Frank Reich as a head coach. I got to be real. But as an offensive coordinator, absolutely. Absolutely. But will they fire Frank Reich? It's only been 1 year. I mean, they could, but I don't know if that will happen. But if that did, and he's be willing to do OC instead of go to coaching again, I'd be all for that all day, man. I think he's a really good offensive coordinator. I think if we finish bad, the Eagles will have no choice. I don't think so. Dallas, I'm telling you, I do not. They just gave him an extension. I do not think McDermott's going to get fired. They're going to look back at this season. They're going to see all the injuries on defense. They're going to give him a pass. And you know what, too? They're living in the past. They're seeing what Sean McDermott has done for this team. And I credit for Sean McDermott for what he's done for this team. However, you can't live in the past. You got to live in the now, and you got to also look in the future, right? And right now, the now is Sean McDermott's not a good head coach right now. He's failing this team. And sometimes listen, certain coaches hit a ceiling. It happens all the time in all sports. There's been coaches that are just regular season, really good coaches, Marvin Lewis, right? But do you want to just get to the playoffs, or do you want to actually have an opportunity to go to the Super Bowl, win a Super Bowl? And I feel like right now they're just good, and they're just good with a coach that can get them to the playoffs. And that's not good enough for me. That's not good enough. It shouldn't be good enough for any of you guys. Like, yeah, we can go back, and every offseason go, well, at least our team made the playoffs. At least we won the AFC East. So who cares? Who gives a fuck? Okay, wow, we won it 3 years in a row. What have we? Well, okay, so what? Who cares? It's time for a Super Bowl. Like that shit gets old. We want more. We want better. Like, I don't want the same old bullshit. Linda West, hey, and Rasul Douglas is a game changer. I thought Rasul Douglas played very good last night. And I'm going to tell you right now, that's going to be the question about Trey White in the offseason. Do they release Trey White, save some money on the cap? Or do they rework his contract out if he wants to stay? It's going to be very interesting to see what they do with that whole situation. Because Rasul Douglas, if they keep him, they got to pay him. And I think he has a decent contract. So they could rework his contract, sign him to an extension, and potentially get rid of Trey White, which I feel bad for Trey, man. But listen, it is what it is, man. It's a business, it's sports, and NFL. You get injuries, and it sucks, man. But we need you on the field, man. I don't care if Allen throws 20 interceptions, has 40 touchdowns, just gets to the Super Bowl. I agree. I'm cool with that. I mean, we don't want him to be like, the one dude, Jameis Winston, where he threw for what, 1 year, 40 touchdowns, 30 or something wild like that. Later, Mikey. Appreciate you, bud. Tom, if the Bills lose to the Jets Sunday, is the season over? I think it's over already. Mark, is it over? Is it over? No. I mean, they still have a chance to get to the playoffs. But listen, losing to the Broncos on Monday night at home, I don't see it happening unless by a fucking miracle that's sent down to Bills Mafia, that Joe Brady ate a shit ton of Lucky Charms and a lightning bolt hit him, and he's just the best fucking OC ever. And we're just fucking walloping teams moving forward. Then I can't see it happening. I don't know, man. I don't see it happening. I don't, man. And I want to believe. I do. I want to be optimistic, and I still will be. You're still going to see me come on here week after week, giving you my predictions, and I'm more than likely going to predict the Buffalo Bills because I always do. But my confidence level in this team is at its all-time low. And I just don't see a way they could finish the season beating some of these teams and if they can't beat the sorry-ass Patriots, and they barely beat the sorry-ass Giants, And they fucking can't beat the sorry-ass Broncos. And yes, they won 2 in a row. Wow, now 3 in a row. They're still a bad team, guys. How the fuck do you think we're going to beat one of the best defenses in the NFL and the Jets? The Eagles in Philly, the Chiefs, the Super Bowl champions at Kansas City, the Chargers, who have a good offense at LA, the Miami Dolphins, say what you want about them. They're playing good football in Miami, week 18. And then we got the Patriots at home. That's the only game I think I could sit here and say, well, yeah, I think they could beat the Patriots at home. I think the Patriots are that bad. But even that, can we? Can we beat the Patriots? We made Mac Jones look like fucking Tom Brady a few weeks ago. So, I mean, I don't know. Mark, Tommy, do you think the PI call against the Bills was bull? No, I don't. I think that was a good call. Absolutely a good call. Listen, if the role was reversed and that was Josh Allen throwing it up to Stephon Diggs, and that happened on Diggs, we would be sitting in this room right now. I'm just saying, if there's no penalty called, we would be sitting here right now pissed the fuck off that there was no penalty called on that. Absolutely. He got there early. He pushed them before the ball even got there. Yeah. And by the way, that's not really even on Teron. That's on Sean McDermott for sending a blitz 2 times in a row. I get the first blitz, guys. It worked fucking great. But now you're showing it again. It's obvious you're blitzing. And you're blitzing a quarterback and Russell Wilson, who's a pro, who's a vet, who's been around. And by the way, Sean Payton, who's been around a long time, goes, okay, they're going to blitz. We're going to toss it the fuck up. And we're probably going to PI. And that's exactly what happened. It's exactly what happened. That's on Sean McDermott. That's not on Teron Johnson. I'm sorry. Now, by the way, Teron Johnson has been playing some bad football as of late, but I'm going to put that on Sean McDermott. Terrible. Awful. Why would you do that? I don't get it. I do not understand it. And by the way, Sean McDermott can't point the finger at Leslie Frazier for that one, can he? So, just saying. Steve, it would be unbelievable if Coach with the last name of Brady turned the Bills offense back into a winning offense. The Brady name doesn't sit well with Bills Mafia. I know. Wouldn't that be unbelievable? Right? Like Brady's this he turns out to be this fucking offensive genius we didn't know we had. The Bills have made the playoffs the past 3 seasons, so don't act like the season is over now. There are games left. And Vontae, listen. Mathematically, yes. 1,000%. Anything can happen. I'm a diehard Bills fan. Been a Bills fan since 1989. Okay? I'm not a newbie. Trust me. I went through the heartache of the Super Bowls, to the roller coaster ride of the 17-year drought, to the roller coaster ride of Sean McDermott and this team. I love the Buffalo Bills. And of course, there's always a chance. Go back to 2021. I was sitting right here, post-game, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We lost. I was probably the only podcast guy saying, you know what? I saw a spark on this team. I saw something, even though we lost, even though we're 7-6. I think that game, there was a spark there. And I think this team's going to turn it around. And sure enough, we did. But I haven't seen it this year. Where was the spark on this loss? Where? Now, can the spark be Joe Brady? Maybe. I hope it is. So I'm just saying, yes, there's still a chance, but it is a very small chance. And they have to play unbelievable football the rest of the way. Unbelievable. That's all I'm going with this. I'm not saying that's it. The Bills, that's it. No way in hell. I'm not going to do that. There's still a chance. Of course there's a chance. But the chance is super slim, man. We got to be real. So that's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? So, listen, Vontae, I agree with you as well. It's not just on the coaches, and I preach that too. The players need to execute. The players need to play better. The players need to catch the ball. The players need to stop fumbling the ball. Josh Allen needs to play better as well. He needs to stop turning the ball over. The defense needs to tackle better. The defense needs to stop doing pass interferences and 12 personnel on the field. By the way, that's more coaching, but just saying. By the way, I heard, and I could be wrong on this, and I totally could be wrong on this, but I heard that Damar Hamlin was the 12th man on that play at the end of the game. I could be wrong, though. Don't shoot the messenger. I've been hearing that today. Roy, with Brady now being OC, I wonder who becomes the quarterback coach. I think it's going to be Shula, potentially. Mike Shula? I could be wrong. I have no idea. That's a great question. You know what's what I think could happen, Roy, is I think Brady could stay on the field and serve as both. Maybe. Kind of like, remember when Brian Dable first was here in 2018 when he first got here? He kind of was he was the OC, but he was kind of like a quarterback coach as well. He was always talking to Allen on the field. Now, mind you, right now, Brady is that guy on the field talking to Allen all the time. So could Brady do like a split thing where he does offensive coordinator and take on the role as quarterback? Why not? It's very possible that that's what happens, guys. I'm just throwing that out there. Time to rebuild the secondary. Yeah, I think so too, man. The Calgary Olympics looking worse and worse, man, because McDermott refuses to play him, and he's not understanding the scheme, and I don't understand why they didn't try to trade him. By the way, he's losing value every fucking week. So I'll be shocked if we get anything for him when the day comes that they try to get rid of him. Well, actually, on the postgame in Tampa, I remember you saying that because Dable made a change in the second half of the game, I give it yes. Justin, wow. So you remember me. Okay, good. Justin's been watching a while. So, but I also saw a spark there. I saw a spark in the team overall. Remember that? I'm telling you, like, it wasn't just about the offense, though second half offense was way better. And I did see the adjustment that Brian Dable struggled so much. He struggled so much doing second half adjustments throughout his time in Buffalo. He started to get better. And that game, yeah, man, second half adjustments, man, we were like lightning out of a bottle, right? Lightning out of a bottle in the second half. We were just on fire. It was just a little bit too late. And we kind of got hosed by the refs on the no penalty call and Stephon Diggs pass interference. But either way, I saw a spark there in the team. The team kind of like came together. First time. We haven't had that this year. Name the game where the team you felt like, oh my God, like, even in a loss, you're like, something was there, man. Like this team just rallied together and it was just, we almost had it, but we could see it maybe going forward. That's a spark. It hasn't happened. And maybe that's what Joe Brady coming here, Joe Brady moving to OC. Maybe that's what Sean McDermott's hoping for. I don't know. Brick and Mortar. Hey, 1990 was around when I started getting into them. Yeah, exactly. So I was super young, bro. I was in 89. I think I was in like elementary at the time. And they're in the playoffs against the Browns. They lost. Then we went to the Super Bowl the next year. We can't beat the Jets. No, I'm sorry. We can't. We can beat the Jets. We just have to play according to Josh's strengths. And that's his run game. It will open things up. And I'll tell you what. I will say this, guys. I'm glad you mentioned that. Boy, you want to talk about a test coming out of the gate for Joe Brady. Going against probably the best defense in the NFL. This is a huge test for Joe Brady right out the gate. Here we go, Joe. You're going against the best defense in the NFL. Let's see what you got. And I'm going to tell you right now, if the offense looks good against the Jets, then maybe we got something here. Maybe that spark was needed. Maybe this was a brilliant decision. And I think I still think it is. I think it was a smart decision. Now, will it be brilliant? We'll see. Right? It's two different things, but let's see here. I'm sorry. Someone's heading to work. Heading to work, Tommy. Thanks for jumping on. Of course, man. I figured I'd come on live. I was going to do a video, but I'm like, you know what? I'll talk to y'all, man. Why not? Why not talk to y'all? I know a lot of y'all want to vent. Vontae Jefferson, just like my Cowboys, the Bills have a very talented roster that can win a Super Bowl. But like I said, our teams need to play consistent and aggressive every week. I agree. Yes, the Bills should have won. Yeah, man. Also, you're a Cowboys fan, man. You fuck Cowboys. Fucking don't remind me of the Cowboys, man. Super Bowl back to fuck, man. You guys were a good team. Someone mentioned Beasley. He would be a great asset. He's just so quick off the ball. No, I'm done. I'm done with Listen, I love Beasley, what he did here, but I'm done with former players. Stop with the former players. I'm honestly, if you're going to change it up, there's guys like Andy Isabella, right? If you're really going to go, okay, let's see what, Isabella could do in the slot. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to go out and get John Brown and Cole Beasley. We got to stop doing that too. Like, we love doing that. Josh Norman, 35-year-old Josh, like AJ Klein. Like, we love going back to these old aging former Bill. Like, go out and get Marshawn Lynch then. Go see if he's still capable of running the ball. What about Eric Moulds? Is he still in shape? Stop. We got what we got. We have players on this team that are capable of doing their job. Now, I don't know about so much about Gabe Davis lately, but you got players like Khalil Shakir who's stepping up, Dalton Kincaid who's been playing much better. Man, I love that he's part of this offense more and more, that they're using him more and more. And hopefully Joe Brady continues that with Dalton Kincaid, because we really need Dalton Kincaid on this offense. We do. Obviously, we know what Stephon Diggs brings to the table. What about Hardy? What about Sherfield? Let's get them involved. Let's see what they could do if they're used the right way. See, guys, we don't know because they haven't been used the right way. We're just going, they suck. They suck, Sherfield. Boo. We don't know. He's not even part of the game plan. Hardy, boo. Okay, we're not using him correctly. We don't even know what they can provide because Dorsey didn't know how to use their strengths right. He just threw them out there. Ooh. I mean, like, man, it's so frustrating, guys. I would like to see, he hasn't even had any snaps because he's on practice squad, Vontae. But he tweeted out this past weekend that his time's coming. So I have a feeling that you're going to see Fournette this weekend against the Jets. I have a feeling, and they should. I don't think Cook's a 3-down back. I think we need to use this 3-headed monster, kind of like how the plan was to start the season when we had Murray and Harris and Cook. Now you got Murray, Fournette, and Cook. I believe you get those two, all those three going. I think this running attack can get going, right? I think it can. But you got to use it. You can't shy away from the run game. And I feel like Dable and Dorsey did that way too often. Way too often. Let Fournette get on the field and have a change of pace. He's a power back and might be bring something to the table. Give him a chance. Absolutely. Listen, not only is he a power back, he's also a pass catcher. He had 1,200 yards last season for the Bucs, all-purpose yards. So he's good. And he can pass protect, something that James Cook can't do. James Cook is terrible at pass protection. Get Fournette there. Get Fournette out there on passing plays. Use him as a weapon. Maybe he can run the screen game better than James Cook. Maybe we can actually get a screen game going. Whoa, screen game. I can't. Oh, this offense is crazy. Screen game. Woo. You know what I mean? Creativity at its finest. Hardy has some success in New Orleans. Sherfield has some success in Miami. Come to Buffalo and become irrelevant. Absolutely. I mean, look at Poona Ford, Roy. Poona Ford actually had success in Seattle. And we don't even fucking play him. He's inactive week after week for Tim Settle, who has done nothing. So I don't know. That's once again that goes on Sean McDermott. Yeah, I agree, Tommy. We can't say Hardy and Sherfield suck when they don't get opportunities to make plays. Hardy had a few chances, and I thought he looked good. Absolutely. I just don't think we're using them the right way. It's almost like we signed these guys and didn't look at their film and didn't understand what they do well. We were just like throwing them out there. All right, man, I just don't understand it. I can look at the film of all these guys and tell you what they do well. Go back and look at Hardy's film with New Orleans. They did slants with him. They had him running deep routes. They had him in motions. They had him in pop passes. They used him all over the field because he had that kind of speed. We are not doing that here. We don't do shit with him. We just run him out on the field like this backyard football. Just go out there. Just go out there and run. It's like, it's pathetic, man. It's pathetic. And even go back and look at Sherfield's tape with Miami. He's a good player. 6'2". He has speed. We could use him in the red zone because of his height and he's physical. Nope. We're going to throw Sherfield out there to block. A decoy, I guess. I don't know what the fuck he's doing out there. I have no idea what he's doing out there. It's crazy, bro. It's so crazy how this offense turned to such shit. Robert, the winner in this ordeal is Ken Dorsey. He's away from McDermott, and he's a control freak in his control freak ways. Dorsey is relieved today. Good luck, Ken. Listen, and I do want to say something about Ken Dorsey. And a lot of y'all know, if y'all been watching my channel, I did a fucking Ken Dorsey video last year telling Bills Mafia, yo, y'all need to relax when Ken Dorsey give this dude a break. And I meant that at the time. I did, because I didn't think Ken Dorsey was that bad. Now, this season, I do. I think this season he's regressed big time. But I also feel like Sean McDermott had his hands in this. Big time. Big time. And I wish him well, man. I think Ken Dorsey, man, is a smart dude. He comes from my school I love, the U. He was a good quarterback in college on one of the best college football teams of all time, the 2001 Hurricanes. I thought he was a great quarterback coach. Like, there's a lot of good things about Ken Dorsey, man. I won't knock him. I think he helped Josh Allen his growth as a quarterback. I mean, like I said, go back to Cam Newton. Cam Newton played his best football under Ken Dorsey as quarterback coach. MVP, man. He was there on a Super Bowl run. So I think Ken Dorsey did some good here. We can't totally knock Ken Dorsey for what he did as a coach for the Buffalo Bills, what he did to help out Josh Allen especially. And I think that's why Josh Allen wanted him as OC. But like I said earlier, not every coach, not every coach works out at the next level. And I think Ken Dorsey, offensive coordinator, may just not be for him. You know what I mean? Maybe it is. Maybe he needs more time. I can't tell you, but I respect him, what he did here, working with Josh Allen, but we had to let him go. I think it was his time. I just don't think it was the right time for him as OC, man. And, plain and simple. Dorsey would be a quarterback coach somewhere. Yeah, and that's okay. It's all right. Listen, he's gonna. What I would say with this, for Ken Dorsey, if you're a team out there with a young quarterback, you just drafted a young quarterback that you feel needs some help, like Josh Allen, right? Like he has growth, but he has a lot of things that need to be worked on, right? Josh Allen was a project, kind of, right? We all know that. Let's be real. Josh Allen was a project quarterback coming out of the NFL. Completion percentage was like 58% in college. Not good at all. And he needed to work on his mechanics and all that other stuff. And I thought bringing Ken Dorsey into 2019 was huge for Josh Allen. And you saw Josh Allen's stats get better. You saw him play better as a quarterback, mature. And I feel like if you're an NFL team and you're drafting a project player and you want to help that project quarterback out, a quarterback that is, absolutely you hire Ken Dorsey as a quarterback coach. Absolutely. So I'm good with that. All right. Let's see what else I'm missing. McDermott pulling a Scarface, who put this together. Me, that's who I trust. Yeah, right. Yeah, I mean, let's be real. It's McDermott and it's McDermott and Bean that put this team together, and obviously the scouts. But ultimately, at the end of the day, it was McDermott's decision to do split role as far as defensive coordinator and head coach. Honestly, I think that was a mistake. I do. I mean, look where we're at, guys. 5-5. Right? I mean, first year is McDermott doing both roles. Is that messing his coaching up a little bit? I think it is. Now, some people might disagree. I think Mikey doesn't agree with me on that. but it just is odd to me the first year he decides to do the split thing, the split role thing, that this team is just failing and failing week after week after week. I do think that that plays a role in it. I do. But yeah, just subscribe. Do you think that, by the way, pleasure. Appreciate you subscribing. Just subscribe. Do you think that the Bills are trying to protect Josh Allen from turning into Cam Newton just with the better arm? Yes and no. I do. And listen, I'm all for not having your quarterback, um, you know, run so much, like so many design runs. Like I felt like Dable overdid it with Josh Allen while he was here. He way too many run designs for Josh Allen, way too many. And yes, in time, your quarterback, no matter who you are, is going to break down physically. And you saw that happen to Cam Newton. And Cam Newton was a beast, bro. Cam Newton was not a Lamar Jackson or a Michael Vick. He was built, right? I mean, that guy was big dude. But it doesn't matter. You're going against guys that are just way bigger, hitting you hit after hit after hit. It's going to take a toll on you, no matter who you are, how big you are. So I like the fact that they were dialing it back, but it doesn't mean you need to dial it all the way back and take that part of the game away from them. And I kind of feel like this year the plan was to dial it way, way back. And I think that affected Josh Allen as a playmaker because that's not who he is. You have to let Josh be Josh, but you also have to say, Josh, at the same time, protect the ball better. Protect your body a little better. We don't mind you taking off. We're cool with that. But you got to be smarter, right? Slide. Go out of bounds. But listen, Josh Allen's who he is. He's going to have turnovers, guys. But he's also going to have, wow, what the fuck moments like that are unbelievable plays that he makes for touchdowns or completions that no other quarterback can make. But that, got to take the good with the bad with Josh Allen. We have to understand that. It is what it is when it comes to him. But yeah, I do believe that McDermott and Dorsey had a plan going into the season, and that was to totally take away Josh Allen in the run game. Absolutely. Because Josh Allen, I just feel like he's hesitant. I feel he's overthinking it. And that has to be the coach telling him, stay in the pocket, stay in the pocket, stay in the pocket, stay in the pocket. And I think that's I don't think that's a smart decision. Cam Newton was a horrible car crash that nearly killed him and broke his neck. That is true too. He did have he wasn't a horrible car. Yes. That definitely didn't help his career, Linda, but he also took a lot of hits in the NFL that also started to take toll on his body. But I understand the car. Yes, 100% the car accident did not help his career. But the hits also didn't. You gotta be smart with your quarterback. You can't. And by the way, if you notice this year, even all the mobile quarterbacks that we have in the NFL have all dialed it back. Defenses are playing spies more. They're learning how to play defense on a mobile quarterback much better because that's where the league was going. Mobile quarterback, more run. And now if you see, it's not so easy. Defensive coordinators are smart, man. They're going to wise up to it. And that's what's happening. And if you see Josh Allen, his running stats, they're not what they were. Same with Lamar Jackson. He's not Mr. Takeoff anymore. They're playing him better. He's more in the pocket more. They know he has to. Defenses aren't biting anymore. They're understanding. Allen can still run. He just has to slide. Yes, absolutely. He has to be smart when he does take off. Fine Dorsey made my day. Didn't think I woke up to Mikey texting me because I woke up late. And he's like, they fired Ken Dorsey. And at the end of the night, last night on our podcast, when I watched McDermott's post game, and McDermott was like, when they asked him, he's like, I don't know. I got to think about it, like what I'm going to do. I got decisions to make or whatever he said. I forget what he exactly said, but you kind of saw it there. Like something something was going to happen, and it happened. But I still am surprised. I am as well. I didn't think Sean would have the balls to do it. What do I think of Joe Brady? I'll be dead real. I'll be dead honest with you. I don't know much about him. I know he was an assistant with LSU when they won the championship with Joe Burrow. I know he won an award there at LSU for being like an assistant coach, offensive coach. I know he went to New Orleans as an OC or as a tight end coach, wide receiver coach, I believe it was. And then he went to Carolina, and he was their offensive coordinator in 2020, and then I think they fired him midway through 2021. They ranked, I think, in 2020 Carolina, they were like 20th on offense, so not so good. But you also got to remember they didn't have the best talent. And in 2021 is when they brought back Cam Newton. So yeah, it wasn't a very good team. And then in 2020 also, I think McCaffrey only played 3 games. So I'm not going to judge him what he did in the NFL because it wasn't the greatest so far. But we'll see what he does here with the talent that he has here. I'll tell you what, right? He has 7 games in this season to provide a spark, to do something different with this offense. And like I said, I don't think it's going to be a drastic change, guys. It can't. We're already week 11. Like, there's no time for a new playbook, guys. That's what the off season is for, in training camp, where the players learn the new playbook. This is going to be him taking the playbook and just kind of sprinkling his own, his own thing to it, right? Play calling too could be different, right? Maybe, scheme it up a little bit different. I don't know, man. I mean, but like I said, anything for me at this point, man, even if it was Mike Shula, I would have been happy because at least I would have said, you know what? At this point, we're 5-5. Who cares? We need something different right now. We need a different voice. We need a change. We need some kind of spark because we only got 7 games left. And who knows, right? So, like I said, man, we'll see. But I hope, listen, the up tempo for me has worked all season and they keep going away from it. Yeah, I agree. Listen, I agree, Andy, with Andy Reid Alpha, but they are lacking receivers right now. It's right now it is Mahomes and Kelsey, and that is it. And I guess we can argue the same almost here. We could say it's Allen and Diggs. But I almost don't want to believe that because you got a guy in Dalton Kincaid who's showing you that he could be a playmaker. You got a guy, and I know he's a tight end, but he's also a hybrid receiver. You got Khalil Shakir who's showing he's more than capable of being a good receiver in this league. And Gabe Davis, I get it. He's streaky, but let's say if he was with Kansas City, what would Gabe Davis be on that team as a receiver? He might be their number 1. I'm being real with you. For as bad as Gabe Davis has been playing, he might be the Chiefs' number 1. So think about it. So I get what you're saying, but they're also very weak right now with their weapons on offense. So, and they're the Chiefs. It don't matter. They're Super Bowl champions. Until you knock them off, it don't fucking matter. For as bad as they're playing, they got a winning record. They're better than us. You think Joe goes up? So look, I didn't mention that. So the up tempo for me has worked all season, and they keep going away from it. And I get that you can't go up tempo all 4 quarters. I understand that, but you can do it more often than not. And it seems like they do it one series and they totally stop and they go away from it. We score a touchdown and it's back to what we've been doing that wasn't working in the beginning of the game, and then we're punting or we're having a turnover or whatever, another punt or 4th and out, 4 downs, we're out. We don't get it on 4th down. Like, go up tempo, go no huddle. Let's see what we could do with that because it seems to work. Hopefully, like I said, Joe Brady will understand his players' strengths, will understand what his players' weaknesses, and use them. Use Hardy more, right? Use him what he's known to do: jet sweeps, motions, pop passes, going deep. Sherfield, use his physical size, his speed in the red zone. It's not hard. I don't understand it. I would love that. Absolutely. But if you're going to go no huddle, right? If you're going to go up tempo no huddle, you can't go to the line and wait till the play clock gets down to 10. You got to get to the line at like 17 and call it, snap it. Get the defense on their toes. That's what a no huddle is. You don't go up to the line and just wait and take your time. Now the defense is getting set up. They see what you're doing. The whole purpose of no huddle is to get the defense guessing and backpedaling. And they can't substitute as much because you're just going, bah, 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 bah. That's another thing we didn't do well when we went no huddle a lot of the times. We took our time at the line. You got to, even Jim Kelly said that. If you're going to go no huddle, you got to call that motherfucker. Get up to the line. Call it. Go. So I don't know. Going past happy when the run game is crushing it drives me crazy. Yeah, I don't get that either. By the way, like I said, Dable did that as well. Dable was just as guilty of doing that. So it's like I said, when I say they're cut from the same cloth, him and Dorsey learned under Dable. Guys, it's the same fucking offense. The only difference in between Dorsey and Dable's offense is the creativity. That Dorsey just pushed out the door. And I think McDermott had a role in that as well. I really do. I don't think McDermott liked Dable's play calling. I don't think he liked his creativity. Some of the plays, I think McDermott wanted to go old school football, very basic, but do your, basic play calling, but do it right. Do it, be great at but yet we can't do a screen pass, which to me is a very basic play. It's been around football for years. So I don't understand it. But I think McDermott wanted to go conservative. I think he wanted to be conservative. I think that's what he told Ken Dorsey he wanted, and he's the head coach. You think Ken Dorsey is going to backtalk McDermott and what McDermott wants? Of course not. He's not going to do that, guys. So, not to mention he's a first-year OC. You think he's going to backtalk Sean McDermott? Why do you think Brian Dable and Sean McDermott have this hated relationship going on right now? They don't like each other because I think Dable didn't give a fuck what McDermott had to say. Dable was going to call the game how he wanted to call the game, whether I liked it or not. I liked it at times, and I thought at times he did what Dorsey does and goes away from the run. And, his adjustments sometimes were just not there, especially in the second half. But at the end of the day, he did it his way. And I think McDermott, when Dorsey was was hired as OC, I think he took that. I think he made it clear that's not what he wants, and that Dorsey's going to run it the way he wants. I believe that. Now, could that be true? Who knows? It's just an opinion, but it just seems to be that's what happened. I know we have to wait for the offseason, but our O-line needs work on quickness and strength. We are not a strong O-line. We just don't get that push in the run game. I agree. I think it's much better than it has been. It's the first time that I can remember that we're going into week 11 with a healthy offensive line all the way through 11 games into the season. That's crazy to me. They're young. I like that as well. I love Osiris Torrance. I just think he's a rookie. He's going to take another year or two to really be that dominant offensive lineman that you want at the right guard position. Mitch Morse is on his last leg. Let's be real. Mitch Morse probably, I was thinking, should have been gone this year. I thought we should have at least drafted a center, and maybe they'll do that this upcoming offseason. I feel like that should have been addressed. I think, and I have a feeling he'll wind up leaving after this season. I just do. Left tackle Deion Dawkins, he's just so inconsistent. Some weeks he's really good, guys, and some he just doesn't show up. McGovern is also, he's good, but he's a little inconsistent as well. So maybe they wind up getting a new left guard, in the draft. Maybe they wind up getting a new right tackle for Spencer Brown. Even though I think Spencer Brown is having his best season at right tackle, I don't know if he's the answer at being a starting right tackle. I would love for him to be, as far as depth goes, sure. But yeah, I think it's going into the right direction. How about that? And yes, I am still live, and I'm about to end this live because I've been on here an hour and a half. Oh my God. So McDermott is protecting his depleted defense on the K gun, no huddle all game. Yep, I know. Mikey, love Mitch, but he's a finesse player. Yeah, and I think his time has come. I think he's been in the NFL a while. I think he's like I said, I think his time has come to call it a day. Red, white, and Bills. Yeah, think about this last year. We went deep a ton. Exactly. And now our laid back McDermott definitely has his hands. Yes. And I'm glad you brought that up, because last season under Dorsey, by the way, this offense, yes, it kind of stalled out towards the tail end, but it was at least scoring points. It wasn't so inconsistent week after week. We looked different on offense. By the way, we had Isaiah McKenzie, and we were doing jet sweeps with him and pop passes and getting him in the slant, using him more on offense, putting him in the slot. We have a guy in Hardy who's just as good, if not better. I think he's better than McKenzie, and we have never done that since day one of this season. So what changed? Why did that change? What happened with the philosophy? I definitely do think that McDermott has his hands on this offense. Thank you. I appreciate you. And I'm about to get off this mofo. I'm not saying, all right, I'm not just saying this, but I'm a huge O-line guy. That I know. They have all stepped up tremendously. This line can win a ring. So listen, I'm not knocking the O-line. I think the O-line has gotten way, way better. I think this is a younger O-line. I'm happy with that, except for Mitch Morse. Mitch Morse might be, obviously, I know he is the oldest on the line. That we're going to need to change. But I think this O-line, in my humble opinion, is good. But it's pushing it. Like, it's just above average. But can they get better? Yes, I do think they can get better. They're young. A lot of these guys are young. Cyrus Torrance, Spencer Brown, Deion Dawkins. I don't know if he's young anymore, but he's still in his prime. McGovern is still a younger player. Can he get better? Sure. But I still think we may need to upgrade as the right tackle. We definitely need to, change the center. I think Mitch Morse needs to retire or move on. So there is some pieces I think we need to shuffle around. I don't think it's complete, but I think this is the best O-line we had in a long time. How about that? If that's fair to say, I want to draft a center to learn from Mitch. Yeah, but I don't know if Mitch sticks around one more year. I'll be honest with you. I could be wrong though. I think he has one more year on his contract. Thanks for the content, Tommy. Appreciate your drive. Flowers, my brother. Yeah. Hey, thank you. I appreciate you guys. By the way, if you haven't already subscribed to this page, go ahead and subscribe. If you haven't hit the like button, hit the like button. Help me out, man. Doing this for you guys as always, man. Love talking to you guys. And I'm about to get out of here because I've been on here for an hour and 40 minutes. Sean is feeling he is next. Yeah, I don't think so, man. Elam, man, I don't know. They should have traded him. I'm telling you guys. Y'all were mad at me when I brought it up. But now how y'all feeling about that? So, they got to get something for him before they just cut him. I mean, I wish we drafted one last year. So y'all, yeah. Hey, so anyways, Bills Mafia, I love you. I appreciate you guys. And tonight at 7:30, if you guys like wrestling, is Nuclear Heatwave Wrestling Podcast at 7:30. I might do a video, believe it or not, today after this. So look out for videos. So, and then Thursday is Mafia Means Family Podcast, 7:30. Friday is Friday Night Lights at 8:30. And Saturday at 2 is Fantasy Kingdom, fantasy football talk. And by the way, Saturday, I'm not sure the time. I think 9 o'clock. I'll be on Red White. Is it Red White and Bills or Nickel City Mafia? Sean, one or the other. But I'll be on with Sean. I think it's going to be on Nickel City Mafia at 9 p.m. So go to their channel, subscribe to them as well. Subscribe to Red, White, and Bills as well. And anyways, Bills Mafia, I love you. And as always, go Bills. I'm out of here. Peace.